type compressors should comply with requirements of API 619. A rotary screw compressor uses mating sets of helical vane or screw shaped rotors, have control rate of flow, and cannot surge. So this might be a potential question. What is the rotary screw compressors standard? It's 619, and which compressor cannot surge? And that is rotary screw compressors. Oil-free compressors have timing gears that drive the idle rotor, and there is no mechanical contact between the rotors. Flooded compressors have no timing gears, and the driven rotor drive the idle rotor by mechanical contact. As you can see, there are two rotors, one male, one female. No contact between them, and known volume is moved from inlet to outlet. And this is the cross section. There's the rotors and the bearings at both ends. And known volume is moved around, and hence it cannot surge, because even with cavitation it works on volume, so there's no returning back. Because of no contact, there is no wear and tear. Rotary compressors are driven by electric motors, gas or steam turbines, or diesel engines. When the speed of compressor is different than the speed of driver, its gear is used for synchronization. Special attention should be paid to the requirements for coupling installation options, such as key tapered shaft or hydraulic tapered fit design. The proper fit for coupling hub to the shaft is critical to the reliable compressor operation. Inspection requirements should be noted with the purchase agreement. So you got a coupling here. A shrink fit. The inspection of base plate can include visual quality inspection of all welds, dimensional inspection, coating thickness inspection, anchor bolt location, and machined pedestal flatness check. The following is list of tests that can be specified by purchaser: PMI of major pressure containing parts, inspection of major castings, weld fabrication and piping, hydrostatic test for pressure containing parts and piping, residual unbalance test of rotating components, gas leakage test of the assembled unit, mechanical run test of compressor and auxiliary equipment, and performance test, power, head, flow, discharge temperature, bearing temperature, and efficiency. The purpose of the mechanical run test is to verify the assembly integrity as being free from rubs, excessive vibration and noise, lubricant leaks, and overheating. The source inspector will typically observe the run test in accordance with the agreed test procedure. The source inspector should verify that the results of tests are correctly documented. All required vendor documents are typically submitted according to VDDR, vendor drawing, and data requirement, and reviewed and approved by purchaser. The purpose of final inspection is to verify dimensions are as shown on the GA drawing, compliance with the standard, instrument and connection tagging, piping compliance to PNID, proper piping support, electrical and instrumentation wiring is installed per the approved drawings and area classification, junction terminal boxes are correctly mounted per the approved drawings and area classification, nameplate contain correct information are in compliance with API 619, and API 619 specified procedures and requirements that should be followed in preparation for shipment. Axial centrifugal compressor are covered on 617. Rotor blades drive the gas in axial direction through stator blades, where kinetic energy is converted to static energy, pressure. The conversion occurs in a diffuser due to reduction in passage area In axial flow, compressor air enters axially and leaves axially. So as you can see, it comes in, and because there is a reduction in the area, so the pressure increases as it moves through. So these are the blades. Centrifugal compressor generates a pressure increasing gas by using the same principle as centrifugal pumps. Impellers turn the flow from axial direction to radial direction, increasing the gas velocity. Then gas enters the diffuser area when part of the velocity head is converted to a static head. Then gas enters the suction eye of the next stage impeller, and the process repeats until the final stage. So you can see here, you're actually giving velocity to the gas by turning this centrifugal impeller, and by increasing the speed of that, you're actually giving it some energy. Now, when that energy turns into head or pressure. Due to rotation of impeller, vacuum is created in the eye of the impeller, thus air is sucked in from surrounding ambience. It is the purchaser's responsibility to specify any corrosive agent, including trace quantities present in the motive and process fluids in the site environment, including components that may cause corrosion, because then that affects the type of material selected. Source inspector shall ensure that materials are provided as noted on the data sheet. The purchase order and agreed BOM, bill of materials, including conformance to any NACE ISO requirements. The inspector shall ensure that all carbon and low alloy steel pressure containing components for low temperature service, including nozzles, flanges, weldments, are impact tested. API 617 requires supplier to obtain purchaser approval for any major repair of pressure containing parts. Testing of axial and centrifugal compressors should be noted in the purchase order and may consist of following tests: performance tests, mechanical run tests including vibration data collection, sound level tests, and oil temperature monitoring, impeller overspeed test, control panel factory acceptance test (FAT), coupling fit test, gas leakage test, after test disassembly inspection, unbalanced rotor response verification test per API 617, and performance test. The purpose of performance test is to verify guarantee points of the compressor. Supply will usually use a substitute gas during the test. The test data with the substitute gas is extrapolated to show performance with the process gas. The vendor provides a comparison table between design condition and test condition at the guarantee point. The following quantities, quantiles are subject to performance test verification: quantity of gas delivered, pressure rise reduce, head, shaft power required, efficiency, surge point, choke point. One of the most important results of performance test is about confirming the surge points at rating speed or at different compressor speed for variable speed compressor. The minimum flow and maximum leak is called surge point, so minimum flow and maximum peak. Whereas choke point is the maximum flow and minimum head. It's just the other way around. Beyond the surge and choke points, the compressor cannot operate. Below surge and choke points, process speed is shown here. As you can see, there's a pressure and flow for head, and you got two lines here. Minimum flow and maximum peak, which is the surge point here, and you got maximum flow but minimum head, which is the choke point. So you should operate, this is a natural curve, you should operate between them here. That's the performance operating condition should be somewhere between surge and choke. This is another one, ammonia refrigeration compressor. Estimated surge limit and first stage. Impeller overspeed test. Each impeller shall be subjected to an overspeed test not less than 115% of MCS, maximum continuous speed, for a minimum duration of 1 minute. Impeller dimension shall be measured before and after each overspeed test. Control panel factory acceptance test. It goes under a FAT, where logic and operation of all system components are verified, input-output signal are simulated to achieve system response. Part of FAT include a wiring and panel layout check. All tagging should match supplied documentation. And there is a gas leakage test. The assembled compressor, including end seal, shall be pressurized to the maximum sealing pressure or the maximum seal design pressure for a minimum of 30 minutes and subjected to soap bubble test to check for gas leaks. Gas test shall be performed after the post-test inspection. Disassembled, inspected, and reassembled. Unbalanced rotor response, if specified, or when the critical speed is less than 127% maximum continuous speed. An unbalanced rotor response test shall be performed as part of mechanical run test to verify the analytical model. General results shall be as follows. Actual criteria speed shall be between plus minus 5% of predicted critical speed by analysis. The actual peak amplitude shall not exceed the predicted values. Final inspection preparation for shipment. All vendor documents are typically submitted according to VDDR and reviewed and approved by the purchaser. Purpose of final inspection is to verify dimensions are as shown on the compressor general arrangement, compliance with standards, instrument and connection tagging, piping compliance to process and instrumentation diagram, proper piping support, electrical and instrumentation wiring is installed per approved drawing, and joining junction and terminal boxes are correctly mounted as per the approved drawings. And dimension and visual verification typically required for final dimensional and visual inspection, and action required based on these documents. Data sheets, compressor train general arrangement, PNID, electrical and instrumentation wiring diagram, auxiliary general arrangement, PNID and BOM, bill of material, seal reservoir, lube oil system, seal, driver, junction box, gearbox, and for packing list. During visual inspection, following areas of concern should be addressed. Piping assembly should be accessible for maintenance, disassembly, and gasket replacement. Valve handles should have enough space for safe open close action by an operator according to OSHA requirements to prevent hand jamming and injury. All equipment should be mounted using secured methods so they are not shaky. Workmanship of installation, welding, and wiring should be without visible defects and within industry standards. There should be no overhang equipment or piping extending beyond the perimeter of the base plate except those shown on the approved general drawing. Painting and paint thickness check shall be inspected and verified, and quantity, condition, and packing for items shipped loose should be inspected and verified.